Hey, I'm Bradley Richardson. I'm the creator of Advanced Adulting, but I also spent over 15 years as a top headhunter and executive recruiter. So, yeah, I help people get jobs. But one of the ways that I did that was getting to the right person. Now, whether you're looking for a job, whether you're in sales, whether you're in marketing, trying to find an executive to sponsor something or sell them to, finding the right person is absolutely key. And I'm really good at the research part. And so, what I'm going to share with you right now is what I share with people who I've coached. And it's the same tools, mindset, and procedure I used as a headhunter, what I tell people who I work with to help them get to the right person, and what I still continue to do to this day to reach key executives who I might want to sponsor something advanced adulting. So I'm going to share with you those things, not just how to think about it, but how to find them and how to find out their contact info as well. This is the good stuff. Okay. We're going to go in depth, and I hope you stick around for this particular video. We're going to cover a lot. Watch it again and again. Reach out to me if you have questions. Okay. Now, again, this can be applicable to anything, sales, jobs, anything like that. But we're going to approach it from the context of looking for a job and reaching the right person. Okay. So that's what we're going to cover, the resources and procedures for how I find all these contacts and how you actually reach them. Okay. So here's the thing. It starts with who you're looking for. And most people get it wrong. See, most people think the known universe of job openings is just what they see online through posts on Indeed or LinkedIn or something like that. And it couldn't be more wrong. They also think that, well, they're being clever when they look on LinkedIn or something and they'll see the person who posted that job, they'll see the name. But see, they realize that that person isn't the hiring manager. That person may be a recruiter or an admin or someone low level. So yeah, it's a contact, but it's not someone who has any power to say yes or has any stroke to be able to help you at all. So what we're going to do is talk to you about how to reach the real people who can hire you. So you want to find the person who actually has the power to say yes. Again, you can apply this to jobs, sales, whatever. But here's the thing. Too often, the person affiliated with an actual post or some of that low level thing is just a low mid-level recruiter, someone in HR, and they're a go-between, a screener. So they really don't have any power other than to say no. And yeah, they can determine whether you move forward, but really think of it this way. This is important. They're looking for a square peg to fit a square hole, and you are not a square peg. They're not interested. So they are not your advocate. They are not trained, incentivized, motivated to connect the dots or make a case for you to be your advocate. That's it. So even when you see, I know the recruiter can't do shit. Okay, that's it. That HR person, powerless. Okay, their power is in being able to say no. That's it. They're just screening. Okay, and here's the thing. This is important before we tell you the how do you find them, because I don't want you to spin your wheels looking for the wrong people. Okay, so unless there's a specific job opening, they don't have a clue. Okay, that recruiter, HR department, they don't have a clue what that department or that executive needs. They don't know if a big project is coming up. They don't know if they're going to need to hire for that project. They don't know if Bob or Sally is about to get fired. They don't know anything unless it is told to them and given to them as a job order. Okay, so the bottom line is they are not who you want. So you're after the person who can say yes. That's who you want. The person who has the ability, the power, the budget to say yes, to make a decision. You want the person that you would report to or their boss, department head, VP, whatever. So they know what's going on or what's about to go on. So that's the background of why I've really kind of, when you think about that, because to me, well, I found the recruiter. Should I call HR? No, you shouldn't. You should not. It's going to be a waste, okay? You're going to find the person who has the power to say yes. So here's what you need to do and consider to find them and contact the right person who can help you, okay? Number one, try every particular resource, okay? Do not rely on one particular method. And here's what I mean by that. Everybody communicates in different ways. So I want you to use them all. Some people do only email. Some people, well, nobody takes a phone call anymore, but email, phone, direct message, social media, anything. You have no idea. Look, there are periods where getting me via email is really tough, but you can get me on DM. I've been, in my own life, I've been unable to reach someone via email or the email server blocks it, but I can send them a direct message via social media and they get it and we proceed. So the point is there is no right way. Which one is right? The one that works for you. That's it. This is not rocket science, but do not just think, well, I sent them an email. Okay. Um, Try their email, their company email. If you can find a Gmail, do it. Okay. If you can find it, try direct message, social media, text, LinkedIn, whatever. By the way, okay, if you're thinking about LinkedIn here right now, we're going to talk a lot about LinkedIn because there are some great and amazing things you can do with it. But LinkedIn mail, I'm going to send them an in mail, straight up garbage. Okay. Straight up garbage. I would rather, I'd rather get someone on social media and have a better chance of getting them on social media than relying on an in-mail. It's become so spammy that people don't even look at them. They delete them. It's a waste of time. Okay. So, well, and then you might be thinking, well, if I try to reach them on social media or DM them or something like that, won't they think I'm annoying and unprofessional? That's overstepping, isn't it? Well, to put it bluntly, who really cares? Okay. I mean, I'm looking out for you here. We're team you on this. So would you rather them go, well, that's a little annoying, or would you rather risk being mildly annoying and reaching the person who can actually hire you? Or would you rather just be polite and do it the traditional way and be a sheep and, stay in HR and never reach anybody? It's totally your call. Try every method out there. Okay. I'm telling you, whatever works, works. That's it. This is the other thing. Try several times. Okay. Try at least 3 or 4 times before you give up and regroup. Do not just send your email and think, well, I haven't heard from them in a week. Well, that sucks. Well, they suck. Well, I suck. And you create this narrative in your head because they didn't return your email promptly. Well, you have no idea what happened. Okay. One, it's like marketing. Marketing 101 is pretty much you to have 6 or 7 touches before it actually sticks in someone's head. And this is the same thing. You need to reach out to them more than once. And I think 3 to 4 times at least before you get a response, before you step back. Okay. So here's the thing. Sending one email or one touch, you don't know if it was blocked. You don't know if it's in junk. You don't know if they deleted it, didn't see it. Maybe they're on vacation. So try several methods 3 or 4 times, then back off a couple of weeks and then try it again 3 or 4 times until you get a response. Okay. So next, who to look for. Let's start with this. Let's start with titles. Okay. If you don't have a name, but that a certain type, if you want a job somewhere, that you're going to likely report to someone with this particular title. Okay. And you also know who their boss might be, right? What I want you to do is make a list of the various ways that position is referred to. Okay. So what are those different titles? Okay. It may be different in every company. Okay. So make that a comprehensive list and make sure to include everything like manager, VP, supervisor, director, whatever, anything that would apply. Be as broad as possible. And the reason is because depending on the size of the company or the way they're structured, the company may not have VPs or managers or whatever, but they may call them something else. So think of that, but think of the title that you would actually, or the person in the role that you would actually report to or that you're wanting. Then I want you to move on to function or task. So you make your list of all the various titles and ways that they're referred to. Then you're going to move on and make a similar list by function or task. Here's what I mean. Let's take marketing, for example. Okay. You're going to put marketing, digital, let's put the marketing, digital marketing, sponsorships, branding, partnerships, communication, social media, influencers, any of those types of things. Any of those generally report up to marketing, but the exact title may be some variation of that. So don't limit yourself. You know your area. I don't. I can't help you with that. You know what you do, but look at how broad all of those things are and where they funnel up to. Because if you limit it by one title, one particular name, well, that company may not do it that way. I mean, like in my current world right now, I mean, it could be partnerships, collaboration, sponsorship, social media, anything. Okay. When you're looking for a job, it's the same thing, but you want to find the person who runs that task or function at the highest level you possibly can, or who they would report to. Okay. Ideally, unless you're a senior executive, you would like to get the top person, not really necessarily the CEO unless it's a small company, but you would like to get the top ranking person, whether it is a VP or director, then a manager or something like that. But you want to have options, okay? Because you may not reach everybody. And if you reach the top person, they will funnel it down. But so here we go. Where do you start looking? You make your listing of terms. What do you do with these and where do you go now? There are several different ways. There's Google, there's LinkedIn, there's ChatGPT, there's the company website, and then there's third-party apps. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about now. There is not a one size fits all. You have to use a lot of different things. Where it gets messy. Okay, you have to use a lot of different things. And yes, there are going to be some redundancies, and it's not always going to be on some easy list of like, oh, well, here's the top 20, top 20 marketing directors or top 20 sales or top 20 whatever. Okay, it's not always like that. What you're looking for, this is important. You're looking for stories, blogs, interviews, posts, etc., anything like that for your potential contact, okay? For the person who has one of those titles and one of those functions. So we're going to start with Google right now, okay? So let's say that you're trying to reach a chief marketing officer, a CMO. You may find on Google that the CMO of the company, of one of the companies on your target list, let's say you have a list of 30 companies that you want to work for. You might find out that CMO of the company on your target list was interviewed by someone or was a guest on a podcast or named by title in something in the news. So that's gold. That's what you're looking for. We think it's this thing of, well, I found them on LinkedIn. They may not be there. They might not. You might not find that. But if you do that and you're looking up on Google with those various terms, I'm telling you, I can't tell you how many people I have found just by virtue of how a story was written, a podcast, a guest thing, a PR release, whatever, because they say, oh, so Joe Blow, chief marketing officer of this company. Awesome. That's it right there. That tells me it. And I also will likely have some background as well. So be open-minded to when you're looking and Googling things, okay? So create a search that uses those terms or a general one like CMO or marketing with the industry name or name of companies you're targeting, okay? Then you might find a list of top CMOs or whatever title it is for them. Google sounds super basic, okay? It really does. I know you're thinking, well, no shit, I can Google this myself. Yeah, but can't even speak right now. It's the best first place to look. It really is. But you have to think of it in the way that I just mentioned and be broad enough to know what to look for. Okay. So you're going to have to do a little digging, but you can find some gold right there if you do it as I said. Now, the second is going to be LinkedIn. Here we go. I have a love-hate relationship with LinkedIn, and we'll come back to it in a minute when we actually find out how to get the actual contact info, like emails and such. But when looking up a new contact or a name, it's pretty good. It's a necessary evil. There are two ways to go about it. The first one is if you actually have a company name. Remember we talked about you have your target list of, say, 20, 30 companies that you're interested in working for. That's number one. The other is, sometimes you don't know what you don't know. There may be companies out there that you'd be a great fit for, but you've never heard of them before. You have no idea who they are or what they do. So we're going to talk about this two different ways. Okay. Number one, you have this target list of companies you're going to try to get into. Go on LinkedIn and look up the company page. Okay. So type in, Joe Blow company or Microsoft or Amazon, whatever it is. Okay. Look at the company and then down on that page, it will say people. Okay. Click that. Then it will say there are 45 people associated with this company or 560 people associated with this company. Great. At the top of that thing that says people and tells you how many are there and starts to list them is a search bar. Key, very key here. Use that search bar. And I want you to put in your broadest terms for function. All right. Now you could put in title, but I propose that you put in your broadest function. So let's go back to the marketing example. I'm going to put in marketing. Well, let's say I want someone in digital marketing. Okay, great. I want that. Okay. I'll put in digital marketing. And if I can't get anyone there, sometimes if I know what I want, like if I want digital marketing or sponsorships, I'll put that in there. If I can't get anywhere, then I'll back it out and I'll put marketing, put it as big as possible. But what happens is it takes those 45 or 500 people who are affiliated with that company, and it will filter them out under the company and who has that description. That's it. So you have them. So you went from 45 to great. There are the 4 people in the marketing department right there. Voila. Perfect. That is an easy, best way to use LinkedIn to find a particular contact person at a department, okay, that you want to work for. That's it. It is not a comprehensive list. This is really important. And people do not always update their profile. So make sure that if you see someone, make sure that they're currently with that company, okay? And don't think, well, I didn't find anybody that don't exist. I'm going to say you'd probably find about maybe 70% of people that you need, or at least a good jumping off point there. May not be the exact person, but it's a good place to start. Okay. But it's not comprehensive. Number 2, what happens if you really don't know what other companies are out there? You got a good start. Okay. You have a list of 30 here, but there may be 20 others that you don't know. So if you find one company, I guarantee you can find 10 more. And here's what I mean. So use the process that I described above, where you find a company. Okay. Find any company that you've researched there that you're interested in. When you look over to the right, in the right-hand column, it's going to offer suggestions and say people also looked at, or people looked at the following companies. That's gold. That is what you want right there, because it's going to give you a suggestion. Because the way most people, it's done the homework for you. And so what happens is people have gone in and they have looked at that company and usually looked at associated companies with that, usually in the same industry or something that's related. Absolute gold right there. Okay. It saves you time and shows you these companies often, but not always, who are in the same space as the one you're looking at. So this gives you new leads and target companies that you were not even aware of. Look at that and continue to go down that rabbit hole. Do that same exercise as above, and then look for the proper titles. Look for the people, then look for the titles, and you're quickly building a really robust list of real humans that you can contact. That's it. Now, a lot of this on LinkedIn, is looking at patterns and associations for names, titles, and companies. Okay, just something to think about. Um, Now we're making some headway. Oh, the other thing, bookmark everything you do. Okay, that's it, because you're going to create a file in your bookmarks, whether it's Chrome or Safari, whatever, and in the book job search, sales leads, whatever it is. I don't care what you call it, but bookmark all those companies, bookmark all those people so you can come back to them. That's really, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. They're all there. And it's going to come in really handy in a second when I actually need to contact these people. Okay. So you're going to be coming back to these. This is the other really important thing about LinkedIn. Use Chrome, okay, as your search engine on there, or your browser on this. I know you may hate it. It may not be your default. I get it. Totally. It's not my default, but when I'm looking for names and researching and doing this, it's exactly what I use. And the reason is it offers a ton of useful extensions that we're going to talk about in a second to find your contact info through LinkedIn that are not available on Safari. It does the work for you and makes it so easy, and you cannot use them with Safari. They won't work. Okay. So use that in Chrome, save your bookmarks on Chrome and do all that. Just suck it up and deal with that one, because it'll save you hours and hours and hours. Okay, the next thing is this, Chat GPT. I am not an AI expert, but I can let you know it helps you greatly through organization of all this material and some research. The thing about Chat GPT is it can't always find the exact person that you're looking for. It's not very good with that always, but it is worth exploring the prompts, because it'll get them right sometimes, or give you enough info so you can continue to go down that path. Okay. So the other is research. And I'm going to give you some prompts in a second, but research. Um, here's what you want to do. If you're going to research a name or title, okay, of particular organizations, all right, this is roughly the prompt that you want to use on this. And you have to be very specific. Okay. So one, explain what you do and your role. I can't do that. You have to. So explain what you do for a living and your role and what you do. Explain your industry, the industry that you're in, and say this. You want a list or table of the CMO, VP of marketing, head of marketing, whatever the titles, that you're able to find on the web through articles, posts, blogs, news, or company website. Include name and title when available, and any background or summary if available. Okay. That's the first prompt. An alternative prompt would be, I'm looking for the head of marketing or top marketing executive for the following companies in the list I'm going to provide you below. Research the name and all available third-party resources and create a table with contact and summary information for those contacts. And then drop down your 20 or 30 company names. Okay. It will, it's amazing. And you have to be that specific. Okay. You can rewrite them if you want, but be specific. Play around with the prompts and fine tune those to get the results that you want. But the thing is, it's going to go out there and it's going to, by telling it, I want you to go to the company website. I want you to go to news articles. I want you to go to third-party sources. It's going to do that and check and see for those titles that you mentioned, right? VP of marketing, director of marketing, all these others. And it's going to do it and lay it out there for you. If it does, it usually, and why you say in a table, because it'll put a nice table for you. If it has a blank, couldn't find it, it'll tell you. All right. So start with that. The other is in organizing all this info. See, you're going to have so much crap everywhere from all of your, your LinkedIn, your Google searches, all this. But if you can keep it somewhat organized, all right. If you have a table, an Excel table of contacts, just add them to Chat GPT and ask it in a prompt um, to create a table for you that includes X, Y, Z, whatever I want. That's it. So I did this not long ago. I had 800 names. And I said, take here are the companies and here are the names. I want you to create a table for me that includes, and I had 5 other things out there. It just gathered it all for me. It found this. Oh, this is great. It went on social media for me. I said, go and find and list the official Instagram handle of these following people, or find the official Facebook page or company Facebook page or anything, LinkedIn, all that. It will do that for you, but you have to ask it and it will lay it out there in a giant, fantastic, beautiful table. Save you so much time. Okay. This is the last thing I'm going to say about ChatGPT. It cannot get the exact emails for you, but what it can do that's really helpful, it can find some, but not many. What it can do is you ask it to create a column in your list for the highest percentage of accurate potential email formats for employees based on research of company sites, third-party resources, and publicly available resources. Okay. Why am I doing that? Because I want it to be able to give me the format for the email. If I have one accurate email and know the format for a company, I got a pretty good chance, 80, 90% chance that if I use that same format and if I name of someone, that it's going to work. So that it can create for you. And ask it to be very specific. Otherwise, it's going to guess and it's going to say, oh, well, most are first name, last name. No, I want you to go for these companies because they're going to go and they're going to look. And if they see, let's say it's Amazon, okay, and they know that, and ask for the employees, okay, employee emails. Because that way, if they're looking and they see on the web somewhere someone who's a guy in logistics, you don't give a shit about logistics, but they find that is an email for someone, that's the proper format, that's it. You have it, and you have it listed. Super important. Super important. We're going to be using that a little later. Okay. The next thing is company website. I know this seems like a blinding flash of the obvious. It's simple, but go to the company website's about page, see if they have an org chart or a team page. And if you don't see the proper person for your department or role, at least look for an email format that you can use for later. Okay. Very important there. A lot of them have it. Some are taking them down now, but if they have an about or team page, fantastic, easy money there. If you find a contact person, okay, go back on LinkedIn, look that person up, even if it's not the perfect department, see if they're connected to someone who can help you. See? Okay. This is the last part, but the most important part. This is, well, they're all important, aren't they? That's Moose. It's windy here. It's windy here in the desert, so sorry, forgive the dog. All right. So let's talk about resources for a second. There are several third-party resources and apps, databases, and more that can help you. Okay. So I'm going to list below. I'm going to go through a list of the ones that I use and that are my favorite. Okay. This is important. They all operate differently. Okay. They're simple and they're all very similar, but they're different. Okay. They are not 100% accurate or up to date. They are better than nothing. Most have a limited free option with a small number of credits that you can use to look things up and extract contact info. They are not expensive if you choose to upgrade to one. Okay. However, I do suggest signing up for as many of these as you possibly can and you utilize all your free credits on them. So that's very important. Okay. There's not just one, use them all. And to get the best use out of them, get the Chrome extension I talked about. Okay. So get on Chrome. Most of them, sorry. Yeah, go on Chrome and download these as Chrome extensions, okay? Because I'll tell you in a second how they work, and it's fantastic, okay? They often lay on top of LinkedIn. So what it means is when you're on a LinkedIn profile for someone, these icons for these apps or the extensions, they're going to be on the right-hand side. And so when I'm looking at a profile, I look to the right, I'll see these 4 or 5 different things that I have. I click on an icon, and whichever one I want to use, and it is automatically going to list and pop up the contact info, all the email options, sometimes phone numbers, anything I want of the person whose page I'm on. It's black magic. It's incredible. Okay. So now you may have to click again. It may pop up and then say, okay, great. You have, 3 different email options. Here's the one at this company. It's blacked out. But if I click it, it will reveal the full email or detailed contact, thus using one of the free credits that I have stored. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. Okay. So use them all. Okay. And the other thing is if you can't find the exact person, the email or that exact contact that you're looking for there, and you are able to find it for someone else at that company, that's good, okay? Because chances are high that it's going to work across the board. So if you have any name, you're good. All right. Here's the first one where I start. Now, this is not an extension. This is more of a database as well. The others are going to be more extensions like I talked about. This one is just called The Org, okay? Theorg.com. I love it. It is freaking amazing. And it's not an extension. It's a database. It's crowdsourced, and it is exactly what it says it is, or it does. It's a database of public org charts. So go in, research a company, and it will give you a graphical org chart by department and everything. It's incredible. So pick a department, and let's say marketing, and it will lay it all out there. It'll say, here's your CMO, here are your VPs, here are your directors, here's your reports to so-and-so. And it will give you a summary and a LinkedIn connection. And sometimes it'll even give you that contact's email or other info. So absolutely, the org, fantastic. It's free in a very limited version. You got to sign up for it. Okay. And it's free to sign up and use on a limited basis, but sometimes that's all you need. Okay. These other are apps that I use with Chrome. Okay. And these are gold. Okay. Now, some of them you can use as searchable databases, like Rocket Reach or Zoom Info. You can actually, go on their website and put in a name and it will tell you. But the others like Contact Out or Signal Hire and others are best used through the LinkedIn extension on Chrome. Okay. So here's the thing. Try them all. And when possible, get the extension. Okay. So the ones that I recommend there's going to be 7 of them. So Lead Leaper. Okay. Signal Hire, Lead IQ, Zoom Info, not to be confused with Zoom like, meetings, but Zoom Info at zoominfo.com, contactout.com, Voila Norbert, stupid name, but it works. Voila Norbert. They give you a boatload of credits too, so that's a good one. VoilaNorbert.com. And then Rocket Reach at rocketreach.co. Okay. Those are fantastic. All right. So this is good info. Plenty of good resources to get you going. Again, remember, nothing is guaranteed, but at least with these tools and these ways of approaching it, you're going to be ahead of the game. Okay. You're going to be ahead of the competition, and you're going to be on your way, most importantly, to taking control of your job search and getting in front of a real human being who has the power to say yes. And that's all you really want. Okay. That's all you really want, is to find a real person that you can get to. I hope these help you. I hope you got something out of it. I know I threw a lot at you. So watch it again. If you would, I've put all this together for you in a PDF document that with links that you can have. And if you want that, the link is below. I sell that for just a few bucks because it's my time in putting it together. But if you do that, you'll also, when you confirm, I send it to you. You're also going to get a way to ask me a question as well. So it's not just, hey, here's your document, but you can actually, ask follow-up questions with me to get some more clarity on it. Hey, that's it. I wish you a lot of luck in this. And if you like this, and you like, this is one of the things that help you navigate midlife and beyond, help you in your career and, make the most of things. I encourage you to subscribe to this channel and let me know what you think. So I appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.